Have you ever looked at your life and realized that the biggest obstacle standing between you and your goals is not other people, not bad luck, not circumstances, but you? What if the person holding you back is the weak version of yourself that keeps choosing comfort over growth, excuses over action, and temporary pleasure over lasting success? Imagine where your life would be 1 year from now if you stopped negotiating with weakness and started building discipline that cannot be shaken by fear, failure, criticism, or discomfort. Today, you are about to discover why the strongest prison is not made of walls, it is made of habits. And more importantly, how to break free from it. The Stoics understood a truth that most people spend their entire lives avoiding: the greatest battle is not against the world, it is against yourself. Every morning, two versions of you wake up. One whispers excuses, promises comfort, and begs you to stay where it feels safe. It tells you that tomorrow will be a better time to start, that the challenge is too hard, that rest is more important than growth. The other voice is quieter, but far more powerful. It calls you toward discipline, courage, responsibility, and purpose. It asks you to face discomfort, to keep moving when motivation disappears, and to become the person you know you are capable of being. The direction of your life is determined by which voice you choose to obey. Most people never realize that waiting is a trap. They wait for confidence before taking action, wait for motivation before working hard, and wait for perfect conditions before chasing their goals. But the Stoics knew that strength is not built by waiting, it is built by acting when every emotion tells you to stop. Discipline begins the moment you refuse to be controlled by your moods. It is forged when you get up while tired, continue while frustrated, and remain committed when no one is watching. Every time you choose action over excuses, you weaken the version of yourself that seeks comfort and strengthen the version that commands respect. In that silent battle, victory does not belong to the most talented person, it belongs to the one who shows up, again and again, until discipline becomes stronger than desire and purpose becomes greater than fear. The weak version of you is always hungry for instant gratification. It wants comfort today and greatness tomorrow. It dreams of success but avoids the price success demands. It craves recognition, applause, and achievement, yet resists the discipline, sacrifice, and persistence required to earn them. This is the trap that keeps countless people stuck for years, wanting the reward without embracing the struggle. But life does not reward wishes, excuses, or good intentions. Nature operates by a simple law: action creates results. The seeds you plant through your habits, choices, and daily efforts determine the future you will eventually harvest. Look at every person you admire. Their strength was not built during easy moments. It was forged in silence, through countless days when nobody was watching, applauding, or encouraging them to continue. They woke up when they did not feel like it. They worked when comfort called their name. They kept moving when progress was invisible and uncertainty was everywhere. What separated them from the crowd was not talent alone, it was their refusal to let difficulty dictate their destiny. Every time you choose responsibility over comfort, discipline over excuses, and growth over convenience, you break another chain holding you to your old identity. With each difficult choice, the weaker version of yourself loses power, and the stronger, more disciplined version begins to take control of your life. One of the most dangerous lies ever created is the simple promise of, "I'll start tomorrow." It sounds harmless, even reasonable, but it has stolen more dreams than failure ever could. Tomorrow becomes next week becomes next month, and before long, entire years vanish into the shadows of procrastination. People often imagine they have unlimited opportunities ahead of them, yet they forget that every sunrise removes one more day from their lives. The tragedy is not that they lacked potential, it is that they kept postponing the moment they decided to use it. While they waited for the perfect mood, the perfect plan, or the perfect time, life continued moving forward without permission and without mercy. The Stoics understood that time is the most valuable asset a human being possesses because it is the only resource that can never be earned back once it is spent. Money can be recovered. Mistakes can be corrected. Lost possessions can be replaced. but a wasted day is gone forever. That is why discipline begins the moment you stop treating today like a practice round for some future version of your life. Today is not a rehearsal. Today is the stage. The choices you make in these hours are shaping the person you will become. Every action matters. Every decision matters. The future you dream about is being built right now, in this moment. The people who transform their lives are not the ones who wait for tomorrow, they are the ones who understand that today is all they truly own and refuse to waste another second of it. Discomfort is not the enemy that most people believe it is. In reality, discomfort is one of life's greatest teachers. Every meaningful transformation begins with a season of struggle. Muscles grow because they are pushed beyond their limits. The mind becomes resilient because it is forced to solve problems, endure setbacks, and overcome obstacles. Courage is not born in moments of safety, it is forged in moments when fear is present, yet action is taken anyway. The strongest, wisest, and most successful people are not those who avoided hardship. They are the ones who learned to walk through it. What feels difficult today is often the very thing preparing you for the person you are meant to become tomorrow. Yet most people spend their lives running from discomfort. They avoid difficult conversations, challenging opportunities, and demanding responsibilities because they mistake temporary pain for permanent harm. They choose comfort because it feels safe, not realizing that comfort can quietly become a prison. The Stoics understood a profound truth: every challenge contains an opportunity for growth. They deliberately trained themselves to endure hardship because they knew that strength is built through resistance, not convenience. Every obstacle they faced became a chance to develop patience, courage, discipline, and wisdom. The path you keep avoiding, the fear you keep postponing, and the challenge you keep escaping may be the very doorway to the life you want. Growth rarely lives inside your comfort zone. It waits on the other side of the resistance you have been trying to avoid, ready to transform you into someone far stronger than you ever imagined possible. Another reason so many people stay stuck is because they build their entire system on motivation. They wait for it, chase it, and depend on it as if it is something permanent. But motivation is unstable by nature. Some days it feels strong, clear, and powerful. Other days it disappears completely, leaving only excuses and resistance behind. When your progress depends on how you feel, your progress will always be unpredictable. You become a slave to your emotions, moving forward only when everything feels right and stopping the moment discomfort appears. This is why so many people start strong but fail to finish. They were never lacking potential, they were simply relying on something that was never designed to last. Discipline is what separates those who dream from those who achieve. Discipline does not ask how you feel. It asks what must be done. It is the quiet decision to keep your promises to yourself even when no one is watching and no reward is visible. It is waking up when you feel tired, continuing when you feel frustrated, and pushing forward when every part of you wants to quit. The strongest individuals are not the ones who are always motivated, they are the ones who have trained themselves to act without it. Over time, discipline becomes identity. And once discipline becomes who you are, inconsistency disappears, excuses lose power, and progress becomes inevitable. The weak version of you is not created in one dramatic moment, it is built quietly, through small, repeated choices. Every excuse you accept gives it more power. Every task you delay strengthens its control. Every promise you break to yourself makes it louder the next time you try to act. Slowly, without noticing, you begin to train yourself toward inaction, comfort, and hesitation. That is how stagnation is formed, not through failure, but through repetition of avoidance. But the strong version of you is built in exactly the same way. Every time you complete something you said you would do, you reinforce discipline. Every time you choose effort over ease, you strengthen your identity. Every time you act when it is inconvenient, you shape a more powerful version of yourself. Transformation is never the result of one big decision, it is the result of thousands of small decisions, repeated with consistency. Greatness does not appear suddenly. It is hidden inside ordinary habits, ordinary days, and ordinary choices that most people overlook. The life you want is being constructed quietly, one decision at a time. Many people spend their lives chasing confidence, but they look for it in the wrong place. They believe confidence is something you must feel before you act, as if it is a requirement that must appear before progress begins. So they wait. They hesitate. They overthink. But confidence does not grow in silence or in planning, it grows in motion. It is not the starting point, it is the byproduct of action. Every challenge you face and survive reshapes your self-belief. Every promise you keep to yourself strengthens your trust in your own abilities. Every moment you push through discomfort and come out the other side teaches your mind a powerful lesson: you are more capable than your fear suggests. Real confidence is not the absence of failure. It is the ability to move forward despite it. It is built in the moments when things do not go as planned, yet you refuse to quit. Each setback you overcome removes a layer of doubt and replaces it with quiet certainty. That is why the most confident people are not those who never struggle, but those who have learned that struggle is not the end, it is part of the process. True confidence is not believing you will never fall, it is knowing that even if you fall, you will rise again, learn again, and continue again until progress becomes inevitable. There will always be people who doubt you, no matter how clear your intentions are or how strong your efforts become. Some will question your goals before you even begin. Others will criticize your progress while offering no effort of their own. And many will simply not understand the direction you are taking, because they are looking at your journey through the limits of their own perspective. If you live for their approval, you will constantly feel pulled in different directions, never fully committed to your own path. The Stoics warned against this trap of external validation. They understood that you cannot control how others think, speak, or judge, but you can completely control how much power you give those opinions. The strongest individuals are not shaped by praise, nor shattered by criticism. They are anchored in principles that do not change with public opinion. When your focus shifts from being accepted by others to becoming better than your past self, something powerful happens. Your discipline becomes stable, your direction becomes clear, and your progress becomes independent of external noise. In that state, no opinion can derail you, because your identity is no longer built outside of you, it is built within you. Every morning presents a silent but powerful choice. You can repeat the patterns of yesterday, or you can step into something stronger than you were before. Most people think transformation is a rare event, something that happens suddenly after a big breakthrough. But real growth is never dramatic, it is repetitive. It is built in ordinary mornings, in quiet decisions, and in moments when no one is watching. It is the accumulation of small choices that slowly reshape who you are. The weak version of you never disappears easily because it is comfortable, familiar, and effortless to follow. It pulls you back toward old habits, old excuses, and old limitations. But every time you choose discipline over delay, action over avoidance, you create separation between your past and your future. You begin to outgrow the identity that once held you back. The person you want to become is not distant or unreachable, it already exists within your potential. The only barrier is the version of you that still clings to comfort instead of growth. And every disciplined choice you make is a quiet step away from that limitation and a step toward who you are capable of becoming. Remember this powerful Stoic truth: your future is shaped far less by what you wish for and far more by what you repeatedly do. Desire alone is not enough to change a life, only consistent action has that power. Every habit you repeat is quietly building the direction of your future, whether you notice it or not. That is why discipline is not a form of punishment or restriction. It is actually one of the highest forms of self-respect. It is the decision to treat your future self with seriousness, care, and responsibility even when your present self resists. The turning point in any life does not come from motivation or perfect timing. It comes from responsibility. The moment you stop making excuses, stop waiting for ideal conditions, and start taking ownership of your actions, something fundamental shifts inside you. That is the beginning of real transformation. You do not need to become extraordinary in a single day. You only need to become slightly better than yesterday, and repeat that standard every single day without breaking it. Over time, those small improvements stop feeling small. They become the foundation of a completely different life. Now I want you to take a moment and reflect deeply, and tell me in the comments, what is the one habit, excuse, fear, or weakness you are finally ready to destroy starting today? Not tomorrow, not next week, not when life feels easier, but starting from this exact moment. Be honest with yourself, because change begins where honesty begins. Every act of discipline is a vote for the person you are becoming, and every excuse is a vote for the person you are trying to leave behind. This is not just a quote, it is a reflection of your daily reality. Every time you choose discipline, even in the smallest form, you are casting a silent vote for strength, growth, and self-respect. And every time you choose comfort over responsibility, you are reinforcing the very version of yourself you say you want to escape. Your identity is not built in one dramatic decision, it is built in the quiet, repeated choices you make when no one is watching. If this message helped you shift your mindset even slightly, then don't ignore that feeling. Support the video by liking it, subscribing to the channel, and sharing it with someone who is struggling with discipline or motivation right now. Sometimes one message is enough to change the direction of a person's life. Follow the channel for more powerful Stoic wisdom, self-mastery principles, and mental strength content. And most importantly, leave your thoughts in the comments. Speak your truth. Share your struggle. Share your commitment. Because your story might be the exact push someone else needs to stop delaying their growth and finally take action today.